Alright, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Alright. Honest you brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the world. Alright. And it's gonna be just articles, man. Alright. The way these things are moving right now, man, it's beautiful, man. These are sexy times, man. This is some beautiful shit that we're seeing right now and using that, man. So I advocate all of you brothers, man. Alright. Without sounding what's the word, without sounding um condescending, man. It's this the time to be looking at them articles, man. All right, because the stuff I'm seeing personally, man, it'll warm your heart. You're going through all kind of hell, but then you see the articles, like, God damn it, man, it's that time, man. All right, and I'm just gonna get straight into it, man. Right, because it's pretty much self-explanatory. You already know the title. You already know the precepts that go in accordance to it. If you have it, man, you can watch the previous videos, man. Namely, all the prophecies. Was it Ezekiel? Was it Jeremiah the 47th chapter on down? All of that, man. All of that good stuff, man. All that good shit, man. All right, you already know. So I'm just without much further ado, I'm gonna get straight into it. So it says Russia unimpressed with NATO's war. We are at war performance. All right. So I'm gonna straight go, like I said, man. Get into it. It says let's consider for a moment that the response would be what the response would be from Washington if Russia announced at the start of the international war games near American borders. It's like impossible, you say. Yet that is almost exactly what the Pentagon has announced near Russia. So what they're saying here. Now I read this article a little bit earlier during today, man. I read articles during my lunch break and that, man. All right. What are you gonna get into, man? Right? Is they gonna put forth an hypothesis? All right, just to let you know the what's the word I'm looking for now, man? The words I'm so excited, man. The words are slipping my mind right now. The veracity of the situation. They're gonna put forth a situation, right? To let you know how intense, right, the times we're getting into on right now. So it says the Russian Ministry of Defense has announced that over 350 Russian soldiers and 80 armored vehicles, right, 80 armored vehicles with air cover will begin a 300-mile march, right, across Mexico next week, signaling the start of a multinational BRICS war games in the region. The above is a fictional statement, so no, don't get too excited and start popping bottles just yet. All right. However, all right, it says the above fictional statement sounds a bit like a joke. All right. It says or something impossible to imagine. After all, what purpose would Russia oversee the dispatch of international troops near the U.S. borders? So how do you explain this other piece of very real, right, news? Right, so this is where it gets a little bit exciting. It says over 350 American soldiers and 80 U.S. vehicles and U.S. Air Force will with Air Force cover will begin a 400-kilometer march across Romania, right, this week, signaling the start of a multinational war games in Romania. All right, now let me get up the map. All right, just words and place. Jake don't look up nothing, so I'm gonna do you the honors. You can look it up yourself, man. So Romania. Show me some holes, man. All right, go backwards. Romania. There we go. All right. Get out on the images. All right. Let's get it on this one. This one's gonna show you Russia at the same time. So get the Ukraine over here. All right, they already got troops down there in Bulgaria. All right, in Ukraine they got troops up in there. Believe this is Russia you're seeing over there. All right. All right. You already know they already got people down there in Iraq and Iran and Turkey and all that. So I don't need to get into that. So you can see the veracity of the situation that we're in right now. Okay, you can see that, man. All right. Let me see if they got one. Another one. See if I got another response. Type in map Europe. Suggestion that came up there. Right, but pretty much, you done seen it for yourself, right? You can see the location. All right, I've already done videos telling you that they were all up in there. So they're marking territories, okay? They're marking territories. They're letting you know they're playing their war games, man. All right, let me see. This image, that just blurry or ain't loading up. Well, that's an epic fail right there, man. We got this. Well, that's just not loading up. Anyways, points made. All right, let's get back into the article. All right, it says signaling the start of multinational NATO war games in Romania. So it sounds like it sounds a bit more believable, doesn't it? And it says, and it proves the simple fact that NATO and the United States have created a reputation for themselves as being the aggressive, trigger-happy lot. It says, while Russia, right, which last week celebrated 7 years of victory over fascism, has declared its intentions of never going to war again, right? Which is not going to happen. Scriptures haven't said. The scripture said they're going to support the weak, and the weak is going to set them off, and they're all going to join in, and they're going to battle it out. All right. So that's a beautiful thing that you're seeing right there. Okay. So you can read the whole article for yourself over there. I read a little bit of it. All right. I got the point I wanted to make. And usually they'll go into it and they go into depth and so on and so forth. But in the interest of time, I'll jump onto the next article right here. All right, showing you that America plays both sides against themselves. You can see the elites, all right, playing both sides of they got the so-called they're funding the so-called Israelis and Garrets, and they're funding them so-called Iranians, man. Right? It says Arm-ageddon. I might even use that as the title of this video. It says U.S. to resupply Israel bombs, right, and missile arsenal, right. Sell attack choppers to Saudi Arabia. What does that let you? What was that letting you know, man? Them elites are using America, right, as the war engine, right, to supply all of these countries that they want to go to war against, whether they be against each other or not against each other. America's just gonna sell them weapons and so on and so forth, man. All right, they just gonna do that shit. All right, it says the Pentagon has announced a new multi-billion-dollar arms contract with regimes in Israel, all right, Saudi Arabia. It says America's primary allies in the Middle East. Now, what does brothers always say? Right, they always say Israel is nothing but American military base. All right, and that's the proof for you. That's the proof right there. It says America's principal, rather more primary allies in the Middle East. It says both are knee-deep in military conflicts stabilizing the region. It says, and it goes, like I said, man, they're gonna get into the details of all of what arms they're gonna sell here. They're gonna sell this arms and so on and so forth. So you can see it, man. Right? This is a beautiful thing, man. These are weapons of mass distraction, so you can understand. These are weapons that are gonna bring forth the destruction of this kingdom. All right. Right, which gonna set off out there, right? Namely, with them right, some so-called Jews out there in Israel that have been supplied, right, with American bombs. Let me see if I can find the point. Right, this is the point. It says Israeli media sees this deal as a compensation for the rapprochement between Iran and the U.S. And that's the point I was making earlier, that America will supply both sides through the elites, through the plans of the elites. Right, they fund both sides. The elites fund both sides of the war, right? And they use America as the engine to do so. All right. So I'll read that statement again. It says Israel media sees the deal as a compensation for the rapprochement between Iran and the U.S., which Washington sees as trying to get Tehran's nuclear program under control. All right. So, man, we're in that time, man. That's all that needs to be said. So, with that, I'm going to sign out, say double honors to the apostles of GMS. All right. I want to see you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.